Hello, Fifth family. It is Teresa with Chandler Fit Body Boot Camp. It is time for another edition of Workout Wednesday, and it's a special one because we are heading into a holiday weekend. Thanksgiving is tomorrow, so I do want to take a minute to express my gratitude and thankfulness for you guys, whether you're one of my faithful followers that read my newsletters every week, or if you're one of my Fifth family members that is coming in and working out with me in the gym, or those of you that are doing our online workouts, grinding it at home in this crazy time. Wherever you guys are, I just want you to know that you fill my heart with thankfulness and gratitude every day, and I hope I do the same for you. If there's anything I can possibly do to make your life a little bit better, a little bit easier, if you're struggling in one area of fitness or health, please don't hesitate to reach out. I would love the opportunity to help you out. Um, so I hope you have a safe and loving holiday with your friends, family, your small group, whatever you are doing. Make it a great weekend. But first, let's get this Wednesday workout out to you guys so you're able to do it. Maybe you want to do it today. Maybe you want to save it for tomorrow to do it with your family while the bird is cooking or whatever food you're having tomorrow. What the heck? Do it both days. Get an old one. Do one today, one tomorrow, one Friday, whatever. Just keep your body moving over this holiday weekend. Don't let that influx of extra food carry you away for the whole weekend. Eat what you want, enjoy life, but just keep moving and help your body process along the way. Today's workout, how you're going to start, it's an upper body blaster. So you're going to set your timer for 25 minutes. In those 25 minutes, we are going to do a ladder format. You're going to go up and down that ladder as many times as you can in those 25 minutes. We have 4 exercises, and each step of the ladder, the number of reps that you're doing on each one of those exercises increases by 5. So for example, your exercises today, we have push-ups. So you're going to do 5 reps of push-ups, and then you're going to go into 5 reps of dips, and then you're going to go into 5 reps of dynamic planks, followed up by 5 reps of plank jacks, and then you're going to go back to the top, and then you're going to do 10 reps of push-ups, 10 reps of dips, 10 reps of dynamic planks, 10 reps of plank jacks, so on, up to 25. So you're going to finish, or you're going to do 25 reps of each one of those exercises, and then you can work your way back down. 20, 15, 5, 10. And then if you still have time left on your timer because you are hardcore, go back up the ladder, go back down the ladder until that 25 minutes is up. You must complete the 5 reps of each exercise before moving on, or the numbers, so 5, 10, 15, so on, but rest when needed. So if you're on 15 reps of push-ups and you need to take a couple seconds, a few seconds, a minute in between before you start those dips, go ahead and do so, and then continue pushing on. Just remember, don't stop too long, because the longer that you stop, the harder it is to get back going. So shake your arms out, breathe, get a drink of water, and then jump back in and go as far as you can. Again, enough of me chit-chatting. Let's get to those exercises. So starting up first is push-ups. A couple cues I want you to be aware of. When you're at the bottom of the push-ups, your hands should be framing your chest. You don't want them up by your shoulders. So at the bottom of a push-up, take a second, look and see where your hands are, and see if they're in the right position. A lot of times we have them up by our shoulders. That puts a lot of undue pressure on the shoulders. Yes, push-ups do work your shoulders, but we also want to move that work down into the chest and throughout the whole arm, so we're keeping this joint safe. It's probably one of our most fragile joints, and we want to keep it nice and healthy because it does so much for us. So bottom of the push-up, your hands should look like this. Notice my elbows are not even with my shoulder. Another common mistake I see is when you guys are down at the bottom of a push-up is elbows straight from your shoulders like this. You want to tuck those elbows in a little bit. So imagine I'm on a glass floor and you guys are seeing me from the bottom of my push-up. That is how your arm should look. This is for a normal push-up. Just like that. So hands framing my chest, elbows tucked in a little bit. Why do you want your elbows tucked in a little bit? Because again, we're taking that extra pressure off our shoulders, moving it into our chest muscles, And we're also able to incorporate some of these back muscles with our arms that way into a push-up. Makes your push-ups a lot stronger and a little bit easier to do. At first, it does not feel like it. It feels harder, but that's because you're working the correct muscles that you haven't been working. So really focus on that form. Regressions of push-ups. So obviously toe push-ups, or if you've been doing push-ups for a really long time and they're becoming easy, maybe 5 reps aren't going to challenge you. Keep in mind you're going to get up to 25, but maybe you want to elevate your feet and be pushing up at a decline. That is very challenging. Do it if you're able to do it with proper form. Toes will be the next challenging, and then down on your knees. And then if you need to, you can elevate them, meaning instead of your feet up on that box, your hands can be up on that box, and you're taking some of the weight off your upper body to help grow those muscles. And if you're brand new, do them up against the wall at an angle. That is also going to help. Once I get down on the floor, I'll show you another one. This is probably more beneficial than being up against the wall, but remember, we crawl before we walk. So wall, and then I'll show you that one right now. If you are, if the wall is not challenging enough and you can pop those push-ups out all day, what I want you to do is bring it down to the floor, and I want you to drop your chest all the way to the floor and then push up, and then drop down to the floor and push up. So you're not actually focusing on the downward motion of the push-up, you're just focusing on the push-up. So that is also a very, very, very strong tool to be able to build your muscles back up to get to do those push-ups. Whether you were aiming to be on your toes or your knees, but it is a very important step of that progression. So push-ups, you're going to do 5 of those. So let me show you 5 in action. Again, watch my placement of my hands. It's going to be by my chest. Watch my elbows are tucked back a little bit, and my body moves as one unit. As my chest is going down, my hips are going down. We don't want to break at the hips, meaning when you're doing a push-up, imagine I'm on my knees. You want your body to move like this. You don't want it to move like that. Your hips should not be stuck up in the air, nor should you leave your hips behind at the bottom and push your chest up first. Again, I will demonstrate both of those not to do's. So if you're on your knees, it is easier to do this to make this mistake on your knees than it is on your toes. So dropping that head down, notice how my hips are staying up. We don't want to do that. Tuck those hips in, squeeze your glutes, it helps. And then you're going to drop down and push up. The other mistake I was talking about is pushing your chest up before your hips. So you're down here and then you push up like that, and my hips are dipping down. So a couple of other form issues to make sure you're aware of, but nice, strong, straight push-ups. You're going to start with 5, and then you're going to increase 5 every round through. So notice my body's moving as one. My hands are framing my chest. I'm not dipping my head down, nor am I straining my neck. So really focus on those push-ups. After you do those push-ups, we're going to go into dips. So you can use a chair or perhaps a coffee table, something that you have that is about this height. You want your hands to go on the edge, and then your hips are going to be right outside of it. Straightening your legs is going to make this more difficult. Pull those shoulders back, squeeze those shoulder blades together, bend your elbows, lowering your body down. A little bit easier. You're going to incorporate some of your legs into help you, assisting you to make this movement and keep your back straight. Imagine you're trying to scrape it along whatever surface you're using. Don't actually scrape it, that might be painful, but just imagine you want to be as close to that surface as you can without scraping it. So keep those shoulders pulled back, down, and up. So 5 dips. Then we're going to go into 5 dynamic planks. So that is a low plank up to a high plank. Biggest cue is, again, keep those hips in line with the rest of your body, and keep your elbows when you're in the low plank underneath your shoulders, and keep your wrists when you're in the high plank underneath your shoulders. Again, it's very common that we just want to keep those hands up nice and high because it makes the movement seem a little bit easier. But again, we're putting some undue pressure on our shoulder joint. So again, low plank up to high plank. Notice my hands are right underneath my shoulders. Back down to low plank. That's 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 5, so on. If you need to do this from your knees, same concept as push-ups. Keep your form strong. Squeeze your glutes down and up, and then back down and up. You don't want to swivel your hips a whole lot, nor do you want them piking up. So any high plank position, you want to focus on getting in that nice straight line, whether you're at an angle a little bit or you're flat. Then our final exercise, plank jacks. 2 ways you guys can do this one as well. You can do it from that high plank position on your hands, or you can bring it down to a low plank position from your elbows. Elbows are going to work your core a little bit more, and up on your hands, you're still going to work that core, but you're also going to get a little extra upper body work in it as well, because you're holding up your upper body from a higher distance. So from a high plank, you're going to hop out just like if you were doing a jumping jack, but you're from that plank position. And then low plank, same thing. Really focus on squeezing those glutes so your hips don't bounce too much. And if you need to slow it down, just tap out each side. And then you would do 5 of those, and then you're up to 10 push-ups, dips, dynamic planks, plank jacks, all the way up to 25, and then work your way back down to 5, and until that timer beeps, just keep going up and down. That is your Workout Wednesday. Again, have a fabulous holiday, and I will see you next week if I'm not going to see you here in the gym.